Hi guys, it's Alan. So, I'm at Seaside, and we are inside the Seaside Mall, right outside the carousel. This is probably my last trip to the beach before my big trip, so I decided to get some video of it. This is one of my favorite places to go. It's sort of this town that has been forgotten by time. A lot of things that you would imagine to see in 1930s, 1940s. For instance, let's turn this around.
In a way, it's comforting to know that this coastal town acts as a time capsule for outdated Americana. Whether it is an old, family-owned bookstore with a friendly cat clerk, a candy store chock full of vintage brand sodas and handmade confections, or timeless amusement park rides, this town feels like a place where anything can thrive. Of course, not everything here is quaint and old-fashioned. It also has one of the best arcades in Oregon. I've been coming to this town for over 20 years, and this arcade has always been here. And many of the games that are there now were there when I first set foot inside. In a way, it's fitting that such a place would exist on the coast. I've always felt like there was something great and timeless about the ocean, and the beaches that surround it. The sand and water is constantly churning and cycling, but never really changing. Each individual grain of sand may be completely different from the ones that were there 100 years ago, but on a macro scale, I bet the view is almost identical from this pier. It's the same view Lewis and Clark saw when they finally reached the end of their journey on this very beach, completing their trip west. At the risk of sounding overdramatic, I can't help but feel a slight bit of solidarity with old world adventurers. I know, I'm not risking life and limb to explore an isolated land. I'm not at any risk of dying from dysentery or native attacks. At least I hope not. But still, this will be the most adventurous thing I've done as of yet. Abandoning my comfort zone, my mother tongue, and most of my possessions, to travel halfway around the world to experience something I've never experienced before. It's a little bit terrifying. Exciting, but terrifying. As I walked up towards the coast, I couldn't help but feel something to the effect of early onset nostalgia. This would be the last time I would see the Pacific Ocean from this side for quite a while. I stared out over the sea and imagined I could look across to my new home. After a while, we abandoned the car for a mode of transportation more suitable to the locale. These little pedal cars were old and rusty, and the pedals weren't fastened all the way to the chains, but it was the perfect way to explore the town in a way I hadn't before. We pedaled up and down side streets and looked at homes just outside the main boulevard. I had to stop and wonder about the people who lived there. I'm sure most of the houses are rentals for people to spend their summers in, but some of them must be permanent residents. I know that most of them are completely normal, but I like to think that they are linked to the town. People for whom the tides of change were too overwhelming, so they retreated to a place where time is meaningless. I imagine the houses being filled with furniture and appliances from whatever era the resident is from. Wooden stoves and vacuum tube radios, old cathode ray tube TVs,